Thanks for staying with us. So if you have been watching Your View this whole week, we've been discussing marriages, relationships, husband, wife, all week. And we're trying to conclude that conversation this week, but you cannot conclude marriage conversation without bringing somebody who can really break it down to pieces for us. You know, the other day we're talking about should marriages have a expiry date? Because the truth is that after some people marry for 20 years, they should be given the option, let us renew, let us decide to renew. Like it might be a better option because people are realizing that they don't want to go the long haul. Others are saying that this thing called marriage is not, I've reached middle age and my needs are different, my wants are different. When I was in 20s, I was all lovey-dovey, can do anything, we're all together. When I'm in my 30s and 40s, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not taking this nonsense again. I have now, my priorities have changed. I want somebody better. I want a more sexier wife. I want a more, I'm richer now. I can afford an Amaka. I want an Amaka. I don't want a Murayo again. You know, those kind of things. So things are changing. Finally, finances. You know, people are saying that this week we also discussed the fact that money is also a matter in marriage where people are not able to share the truth of how much they are earning. So these factors have been affecting marriages. So we're bringing none other than our friend, our co-host, physically and spiritually, our clergyman, a friend of the house, and life coach and pastor, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, in the building.
Yes, so
I'm a
co-host. Let me welcome our weekend people. It's nice to see you people.
Thank you, sir.
So, I see you on Saturday now. I'll see you live. It's good. Amaka, welcome back. It's not the good they come. If you don't get private, you may go to the wedding tomorrow. You're flying and flying.
So, Dr. Olumide, I mean, this issue before we go into the other levels, let's start with the most recent one we talked about yesterday or 2 days ago. Do you think for marriages to work today, we should have an expiry date? That document that we carry in church, that we sign, should there be a 20-year or 10-year renewal such that people are continually coming back to say, okay, should we continue this thing or should we go our separate ways? Do you think it's a good idea?
No, it's not. See, one of the things, thanks for having me. It's always nice to be here. One of the things we need to understand is that when you are getting married, you are getting married to the past, the present, and the future of whichever you are getting married to. The major challenge, like I've said over and over again, is because a lot of people go into marriage without understanding marriage. So many people get married before they discover themselves. And so when they start discovering themselves in marriage, because they lack understanding of self and understanding of marriage, then those conflicts come. Once you understand marriage, you will know that in your marriage, you can really not be married to only one person. Because that one person you are getting married to, there are 5 to 7 dimensions to that person in the lifetime of that marriage. So once you have that understanding and there is effective communication, as we are moving from stage 1 to stage 2, we continue to help each other to navigate those seasons. So that's the way it works. So if I'm a man now, I meet you as a young girl, I'm a young guy, I'm getting married to a young lady. I'm also a young guy. But now we get into the marriage, we're getting to know each other, you become pregnant. I have never met a pregnant woman before. I've never been married to a pregnant woman before. So now, even though I married you as a young lady, I am now married to a pregnant woman. I don't understand that. You have never been pregnant before. You don't understand that. So we are both confused. So we need someone to now help us understand that when you get married, though, there'll be pregnancy season, there'll be parenting season. So those are the realities that many people don't know. And when it happens, it becomes a struggle. Because you are pregnant. How do you handle a pregnant woman that is not even understanding herself? She's trying to understand your hormonal change. Then you are there. You are not understanding her. And it's like, what's this? Then she now becomes a mother. And once a woman becomes a mother, as a man, your position becomes secondary, whether you accept it or not. The woman born with the children, and then the children become a greater priority than you, whether you accept it or not, whether they acknowledge it or not. So, but if you don't understand that, that's where the battle starts. So, like I said, I think I said the last time, a lot of people that start going into psychicism, it begins when their wife is pregnant and when the children come in and they feel that I'm no more a priority in this marriage, and then the enemy messes them up.
Okay, because what I can hear you saying is a communication breakdown, in the sense that maybe both parties are not communicating their needs in at different phases to each other. So let's talk about communication breakdown in marriage, and also when you have maybe one of the spouse that keeps saying, oh, I don't like to talk, I don't talk, I'm not the talking type. How do they now communicate their needs, or how do they now help encourage communication within the marriage system for someone that says, oh, I don't talk, I don't like talking?
Now, you see, everybody talks. There is nobody that does not talk. But now, people talk to people they love, to people they are free with, to people they are friends with, to people they can be vulnerable with. In most relationships, you'll be amazed to realize that a lot of couples, before they get married, they have deep conversations. They are able to talk about almost everything. But when they get married, the dynamics change. Because most of the time, you see a lot of people say, just tell me anything, I will take it. Then when you now start telling them what, they now begin to that. Then you begin to say, okay, but you told me I should tell you everything. So I'm married to you, I love you, I'm committed to you, but someone in the office is staring something in me. And I'm like, babe, get on, you have to help me. If I this girl say, how can you? Then the next day I'm going to work. Are you seeing that today? Then I will not tell you anything tomorrow. So whatever struggles I have, you're supposed to be my best friend. You're supposed to be my safe space, naked and not ashamed. But the very minute I realize that, then I'll go to my guy and say, guy, how do I handle this babe? So that's the reality. Most of the time we say we are ready, but we are not ready for the truth. And these are the reality. So if you as a lady come and say, there's one guy that toasted me today. He said, okay, we gist about it. But not many men can do that. Not many women can do that. So when it comes to communication, everybody communicates. But you need to now make yourself the safe space that your spouse can communicate with.
All right. So in a society where marriage has been solely prioritized, how do we start to decolonize people's minds about marriage? And is marriage really the trophy for a woman?
No, marriage is not a trophy for anybody. Marriage is one of the things that has been made available for you in the journey of your life if you consider it to be an option you want to explore. You don't have to be married. As a matter of fact, if you are not fulfilled being single, you'll be frustrated being married. Nice. The challenge with a lot of people is that they have never been single. You see, we need to have right definitions for what, I said at the beginning that people don't even understand marriage. So what is this? What is marriage? So let me give you the definition of marriage. If you disagree with this definition, then you are not married, or you don't understand yet. You will get it later. So marriage is a covenant commitment to love an imperfect person unconditionally for the rest of your life. Marriage is the highest school of selflessness and sacrifice. So once you are getting married, it's a covenant. Number 2 is a commitment. Number 3 is a love relationship. So what then is your definition of love? Love is not a feeling, love is a choice. Love is not a feeling, love is a commitment. So when you see people say, I don't love you anymore, it's because your love was based on feeling. You will never, I repeat, never feel good about your partner 24/7, 365. Even the children you give birth to, please, all of you leave here. It doesn't mean you don't love them, but at that point, you don't feel good about what is happening. But your love is a commitment and it's a choice. So when I say I love you, that means I have chosen to accept you. I have chosen to be committed to you. It does not mean I will feel good every time or things will feel right every time. So marriage is a covenant commitment to love. Now getting down to the an imperfect person. There is no perfect person on earth. There is no Mr. Perfect. There is no Mrs. Perfect. You are only going to get someone that is perfect for you. So nobody is perfect. Everybody has weakness. So when you are getting married, settle it. This one I'm married though. This one I'm married, they are not perfect. So you have to love that imperfection. That's why when God brings people together, most of the time, what is your weakness is my strength. What is your strength is my weakness. When we understand that, we complement each other. Right. But when you keep highlighting my weaknesses, then my strength will look low. But when you highlight my strength, my weakness will look low. That's the way it works. So covenant commitment to love an imperfect person unconditionally for the rest of your life. Marriage is for a lifetime.
So decolonizing the minds of society on the issue of marriage.
So it's not, when you say you want to get married, you have to be sure you are ready for it. That's why if you are not ready, don't get married. Because once you get married, it's not for boys and girls. Therefore shall a man leave his father, mother, and cleave to his wife. It's not boy, girl. It's man, woman. You have to be matured to be able to get into marriage. So anybody that is saying to you, you must marry or you must not marry, nobody can tell you you must or you mustn't. It's your choice and your decision. But once you make that decision, you are a slave of your choices. Whatever comes with it, you have to take it.
So now, based on what you've said, sir, that marriage is a commitment and all that, we're supposed to prioritize our spouses' rights. So why then does the African men or the African context that they feel like a man can go out and cheat because he's not being prioritized? Based on, you said earlier on that there's no how a woman must always prioritize the children, maybe because of the tender age that they are, but most men would not even look at it as of that. Oh, her body has changed. Oh, she doesn't really have my time like that. Oh, she's always tired. Oh, she's not as glamorous as she used to be before. Then they find solace, forgetting that the woman too has needs and she can also find solace. But in African context, they don't give the woman the permission to do it, but men, they will hail the man and say, after all, you are getting it somewhere else. So I want you to explain better.
So you have answered the reason why. You said African men, African context. Africa did not create marriage. Marriage was not created by Africans or Europeans. Marriage was God's idea. So every time you don't involve the author or the inventor in the operation of anything, you will always go into error and assumption. So there are three kinds of marriages. We have African cultural marriages, we have contemporary marriages, and then we have kingdom marriages. I have said to people for almost 27, 28 years, never marry an African man. Marry a kingdom man. Never marry an African woman. Marry a kingdom woman. Because as an African man, there is a software and a syllabus that created you. Until that software and syllabus is changed, you can never have the kind of marriage that you want. African men are raised to be tough. We don't cry. We pretend. We are macho. We don't share our feeling. We are not vulnerable. We are providers. We are better than women. That is an African man. If you marry that kind of person, you are in trouble. So until that man is converted to become a kingdom person that understands that this marriage thing was created by my creator and these are the principles that guides it and I'm going to align myself to that. Until that happens, you're going to be in trouble. But you see, in trying to run away, because we're always going to wrong extreme, in trying to say, I don't do African men, I don't do this, we now go to the other extreme. We have now created a contemporary marriage where you can't tell me what to do, talk to the hand, I get to see you, and then we have now realized that many of these people that now want to fight patriarchy, they have now entered into another extreme error. And that's why we're having all these challenges that we're having. So as far as I'm concerned, once you are getting married, the first thing you need to do is understand marriage and be prepared for it. Today, a lot of people will spend money. I had a session, I have a conference in Houston online a few weeks ago. Someone spent 10 million naira on pre-wedding and what do they call it? No, not even for the toasty proposal.
Oh,
they now to propose and they do party to propose.
Marry me.
Yeah, they bring hall, they do a whole hall, they brought bands, they brought saxophone, everything. Spend 10 million. The same person now wants to go for premarital counseling. Come and pay $1,500. Say it's too much. So you are ready to pay a wedding planner. You don't want to pay a wedding coach or a wedding counselor because we don't understand that you cannot succeed in the battlefield by manufacturing the weapons of war on the battlefield. You have to prepare. So a lot of people, they don't prepare for marriage. And when they get in there, they face the
So Dr. Olumide, as I said before, because this whole week we're discussing marriage and we need you to help us clarify some things we're hearing and discussing. Another thing I need your clarity on. Somebody, a man like you, stood up and said that a man can love his wife and still cheat. It doesn't have anything to do with the cheating. He knows, even the woman he's cheating with knows that he's married. It has nothing, because sometimes the woman in the house does not look like that figure in his side, the fantasy he has. Because now she's a mother and he sees her, he respects her, he loves her so much. She's the mother of his children. She's a respectful person in church. You know, she's deaconess XYZ. You know, so he sees her as somebody who's nurturing, in charge of the whole house, and he loves her for that role. But he cannot see her as the exotic person that he wants to get with. So he goes out to go and find a Jane who is available. So, and doesn't mean that he doesn't love his wife. So women should accept the fact that I can cheat on you, but doesn't mean I don't love you. Please help us on it, because we are finding it difficult to choose.
Okay, so we're going to need to look at it from different perspectives. The first thing you need to understand is that most men are deceived to think that they are the only ones that have feelings and emotion for people.
Thank
They have
you.
this belief that women don't feel that way, but it's a lie. It's just because women have been trained by that same culturalization to be more disciplined. And so a lot of women, by virtue of their upbringing, they have a higher discipline with their sexuality than men. Because even in the upbringing level, they will tell you, you're a woman, no. But for the guy, hey, my guy, even the parents will be hailing the guy from young age. So because of that, a lot of men have grown up to be indisciplined. Now, the fact that you are married does not mean that your feeling will only be for your wife. You will see people that will trigger something in you, but where discipline comes in is, thank God I have mine. That's nice, beautiful. You thought that's why I call it the mystery of the neck. The reason why you have a neck is so that your head can move. So if there is evil here, you say, wow, that's good. Then you move your head to the left. If there is evil everywhere, you lift up your eyes to the heaven and receive grace. So number one, let men get that. So any man that is telling you, I can do that, a woman can also do the same. You just need to understand that, but most men can't take it. You want to do it, but you cannot take it. Now, the second aspect is to realize that, in all honesty, a lot of men, for them, sex is just a release point. Because for a man, every 72 hours, the sack is full. So there is a need for a release every 72 hours.
72
Just
hours.
pause.
Yeah.
I have to break it down. I don't understand it 72 hours.
72
Let's go on a very short break and we come back to break down the 72 hours. Stay with us, Brendan.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.